I'm good. Looking forward to this.
Excellent. Just letting folks see now.
No worries.
Okay. Right. So good evening, all. We're going to get started in a minute or two. Folks are still entering into the room, so if you can just give us another minute or so. And Diego, if you can start letting folks that are in the waiting room in.
Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Hello, good evening. Okay, it is 6:03. Ms. Swan, do you want to go ahead and get started?
Sure would. We can be on time in healthcare. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Okay. Yeah. If you can put yourselves on mute, so we don't get the background noise until you're ready to speak, that would be great. My name is Kathy Ann Swan, and I'm the Director of Nursing and Allied Health at the Bermuda College. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us this evening as we present information regarding our intellectual disability certification that's coming up in the fall of 2022. So in September this year, we're going to be starting this certificate. This certificate has been developed with our key partners in Bermuda. It's been a long time coming, but we've been collaborating and working together just so that we can improve the services to those that are impacted by it. And you're going to hear more of what I mean by that from our partners. But welcome if you can take out a pen and piece of paper. We'd like to get through the presentation first, and then we can be able to entertain any questions that you may have at the end. So if you're like me, please write it down so you don't forget, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you do have. So without any further ado, I'm just going to go around the table and everybody could introduce themselves, say who the title is, and then we can just start the presentation from there. So I'm just going to go by the screen just now. Karen, you want to go along and introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Karen Smith. I am the program coordinator with the Professional and Career Education Division here at Bermuda College. And I work closely with Ms. Vaughn when it comes to the healthcare programs, as well as I've been working intimately with the steering committee. So that's me.
Thank you. Chris?
Good evening, everyone. My name's Chris Cunningham. I am the clinical manager of the Community Intellectual Disability team at BHB, and I'm just really excited to be part of this project. This has got some real potential, and I'm just really happy that we're getting going with this.
Okay, thank you. Marissa?
I was actually giving all the credit to Chris. Good evening. I'm not on camera at this time, but I'm Marissa Rogers. I'm the Director of Intellectual Disabilities and have been working with this team to spearhead this educational opportunity. So again, welcome and glad to have you all here.
Okay. Ms. Phillips?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Margaret Phillips, principal of Dame Marjorie Bean Hope Academy. And as most persons will know, we're a part of the BPS Bermuda Public School System. And I'm so thankful that I had the opportunity to join this team along with Miss Lynn, who I think is online as well.
Okay. Lynn, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Good evening, everyone. I am Julie Lynn, school social worker at Dame Marjorie Bean, and have been part of the steering committee in developing this course, and just excited to see it come to fruition now, and just welcome everyone here.
Thank you. And I also like to welcome some key partners from the ministry, Mrs. Tina Duke, and also I see Miss Cindy Weeks. If I miss anybody, I do apologize, but believe me, before the evening's out, I'll be able to catch you. Okay, but thank you for joining us this evening. Our agenda for the evening is we're going to talk about the background of the initiative and the goal of the ID program, the program objectives, funding application and registration process, and then, as I shared earlier, we'll be able to entertain any queries or questions that you might have so that we can clear the ground and move it forward. And as you know, our vision for the Bermuda College, particularly as it relates to healthcare, is for our courses not just to be recognized locally, but internationally as well. We want to make sure we use benchmark practices. So you will be getting the key experts from the planning stage all the way into implementation as well. But again, welcome, and without any further ado, I'm going to pass it over to Ms. Phillips.
So I'm charged with sharing about the background and how this came to be. And as was mentioned, key stakeholders from Mid-Atlantic Wellness, Bermuda College, Opportunity Workshop, other agencies, we've been talking formally and informally about the need to standardize the delivery of care and intervention for persons with intellectual disabilities. And per best practice standards and research, your strongest, most well-trained person should be attached and be working to provide intervention for your population with the most significant need. And that was one of the driving factors of this process, to ensure that we're delivering at a minimum standard, best practice care across the continuum. So from the youngest to our oldest client. And so we got together and we looked at, Ms. Swan brought to us and Dr. Bush, programming in the UK. And we looked through the program and selected topics that would be relevant to the Bermuda system as well, but also accepted at an international level. And so anyone who is coming in, paraeducator, a nursing aide, will be able, or nursing assistant will be able to not only provide pastoral care, but be able to follow through on any type of intervention that is needed for the clients that we serve. And I want to say, as I reflected on it, it was also a future forward initiative. We started this process over 2 years ago, and you would have noticed in the news that Minister Ferber just signed on with the UN looking at the pillars, the new 2030 agenda. And one of the pillars is talking about ensuring that all persons are included. And so this initiative will ensure that we're equipping all of our clients to be able to participate. And the Ministry of Education is also embarking on the school redesign, where we're having to upskill at all levels to ensure that we're providing the research-based, aligned, research-informed interventions for our clients. So this is how it all came to be. And I'm just very excited that we're at this point where we're getting ready to deliver on what we have worked on. So I'll turn it over to Chris.
All right, good evening, everyone. As we've been discussing, this came about because we knew that we needed something to standardize practice and look at high quality client-centered care. When we were talking about modules for this course, we looked at the NVQ level 3, but it didn't quite fit Bermuda. It didn't quite fit the needs of the people here. So we took it, we looked at the needs within the community, and we changed it slightly so that it fitted what we need here. Yeah, it's the way it will be delivered is it will be a different facilitator each week. I think only 1 or 2 repeats, so that it's someone who's an expert in the subject. Normally, with a lot of courses, there's one person that teaches everything, whereas with this, we wanted to make sure that every single person talking was an expert in their field. It also gave us the opportunity to look at some community partners. The one I'm thinking of just now, just because it's current in my head, Tomorrow's Voices are coming on board for one of the modules, working effectively with individuals with autism, which is really important within our society and within our field. So it's been really, really, really good to see community partners jumping on board and assisting with this, because it really takes a village to look after these vulnerable people. So yeah, can we go to the list of modules? Perfect. So like I said, we looked at different modules and different things that we could be using. So the first module we looked at was understanding your role within a multidisciplinary, why can't I speak tonight? Within a multidisciplinary team. So what that means is looking at a clinical team or an education-based team where it's not just teachers, it's not just doctors, it's OTs, it's physios, it's community support workers, it's paraprofessionals, it's everybody working together for the same goal and understanding your role in that. Working in a person-centered way kind of speaks for itself. It's looking at the person as a whole and not their diagnosis or not their challenges, trying to provide that person with the opportunities to succeed at anything they want to be successful at. Meaningful engagement and recreation. A lot of the times people think that activities are good for keeping people busy. We want to take a step beyond that to make it meaningful, to make either whether it be jobs, whether it be going to the K. Margaret Carter Centre during the day to feel engaged in something that you actually want to do, whether it's been at school and doing subjects that mean more to you. It might not be overly academic, but it's something that is meaningful to the person that is doing the activity. Pardon me. Effective communication when working with clients with intellectual disabilities. Communication is key, and with our clients, a lot of that communication is non-verbal. So it's understanding that behaviours that people exhibit and the way people communicate can be quite different. Functions of challenging behaviour and principles of positive behavioural support. Now that's quite a mouthful, but that links into communication. People don't just do things to do things. When people behave in a certain way, it's a communication tool. They're telling you they like something, they don't like something. I'm not happy, I'm sad, I'm too hot, I'm too cold. Every behavior has a function. And what this module does is it talks people through how to identify that function and how to support someone positively without punishing behavior. Working effectively with autism, again, we have a lot of people on this island, we call it ASD, Autism Spectrum Disorder. And these are some really wonderful individuals who, if you understand them, can really enhance your life as well as theirs. It's all about stepping into their reality because we have the ability to adapt, not expecting people who have ASD to come into our reality because they don't have the ability to adapt quite as easily. So that's another one I'm really looking forward to. Understanding and protecting human rights. This will be run by the Human Rights Commission, jointly with one of our social workers, because the people that we work with are humans and they have the same rights as you and I. And it's working how we can make sure the rights are maintained. Also speak to advocacy. I think a lot of the people on this call, whether it's family members who have ID or colleagues that you work with or clients that you work with, seeing and protecting them as equals is huge. And we've seen a massive shift in that in Bermuda in the last couple of years with the national plan for people with ID, which has been a big multi-departmental, multi-ministry piece of work, which we're hoping to push through, which this course is actually a part of. Sensory integration for those with intellectual disabilities. This is where occupational therapy shine. They look at how people interpret the world and how people interpret different things around them and how to not only make them comfortable, to help them thrive. Teaching skills for working with people with ID, especially classroom-based teaching. It's very different to teach someone with ID. I think Dame Marjorie Bean Hope Academy are the epitome of that. That it's not traditional teaching methods that work and the goals might be slightly different for young people, but it's important that they have a goal and they can achieve that goal and achieve their highest potential. Profound and multiple disabilities and associated syndromes. So this is more to do with things like Down syndrome, people who have cerebral palsy and an intellectual disability on top of things. It's these people tend to be higher in terms of physical need, but they should still have a high quality of life. So that module kind of focuses on that. Supporting individuals with ID to meet their health needs. The assumption would always be that they have the same health needs as you and I, but there's actually massive differences in how they experience healthcare. So that's not only about lifting barriers to healthcare, but that's also looking out for specific health issues that's more prevalent in the ID population. Supporting independence. I think if there's any parents on this call, this is a huge one because we want our young people or people with ID to be able to live as independently as possible so they can enjoy their lives as much as possible. Again, this is kind of OT driven, speech and language driven, but that again should be quite a good module. Advancing aging people with intellectual disabilities. I think we know the population in Bermuda is aging. That doesn't stop with people with ID. And again, there's very specific health needs that come with that. And then duty of care, professionalism, and attitudes and professional development. This is the summing up of everything we've learned. And what is your duty of care towards this population when you work with them? What's the right attitude to display towards them? And then how can you continue your professional development beyond this course? Because this really is just a taster of what ID studies can offer. And I think I've talked enough now.
Thank you, Chris. I'll just give you guys some details about this program. It is a 1 semester long program, so that runs for 14 weeks. It'll run on Wednesdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It'll commence September 14th and it'll finish on December 14th. And one of the things that Ms. Swan highlighted is that each module is going to be taught by an expert that's in the industry. We will have a overarching coordinator that will oversee all of the presenters, but that is the beauty of this program. The cost of the program is $695. Now the book, an additional cost is $68 for the book. Other things that you'll need to bring are notebook, pen, and pencil. And I've included in here a winning attitude. For folks that are returning to school, we want you to remember that you have to earn your journey. It's the only way that you're really going to get the most out of the program. So don't rely on Bermuda College to really be that person. We need it from you. We've done the curriculum design, we've sourced the facilitators, and now we need you to come with your level of ownership so that we can make the magic. So earning your journey, being on time, making an effort to attend all classes, and playing team. That assists as well. Just don't think about yourself. Make sure that the next person to you is getting it, because we give to each other. And so that's where we see the success, when we just not look after ourselves, but we make sure that our fellow students are in the engagement process as well. And it just makes a better learning experience for you, because the higher quality the student, the higher quality the learning. So we definitely want to encourage you from that end. So I'm going to talk about the funding support application, because we don't want anyone to miss out on this because funding is an issue. The Bermuda government has offered us a grant, and so we offer that yearly, and that is offered also to paid students. And so this is the criteria in order to apply for this. All of this is on the website as well, so don't worry about having to feverishly take notes around this. This is on our website, and we'll send you the presentation. But I just want to go over it. You must be Bermudian, and you have to register for the course first before you apply for the funding. So you want to make sure that you ensure that that is done first. And then these are the links that you follow in order to make sure that you facilitate that process. Now, if you find that it's overwhelming or you don't understand anything, you can book a one-on-one, and someone from our financial support services will meet with you, help you with the application, explain the process and whatnot. We know in a small community, folks get quite sensitive about sharing confidential information, but it is held in the highest of confidence. It's not shared with anyone else on staff, including myself or Ms. Vaughn. So all of that is managed from another department, and we can assure you that we haven't had any issues where information is shared with other organizations or other individuals. You have to be cognizant of the deadline, because that is Wednesday, August 24th. So your application will have to be prior to that. So as you see, the class starts September 14th, but funding finishes August 24th. So one of the questions that have been asked is, when is the last point that I can register? If providing we have room in the class, we're looking to take a maximum of 15 individuals. But if we have room in the class, then you can register right up until the 11th hour. But the caveat is that you're not going to be able to apply for funding. So if funding is something that you are considering, then make sure that you have registered prior to August 24th. Typically, funding is open anywhere from 30 to 80% of the tuition, depending on the need of the individual. It does not cover the cost of the book. But we can, if that's a challenge for individuals, we can certainly give you some recommendations on innovative ways to source funding for that as well. And just to go over the registration process, as you can see, we do have a target market for this particular course. We just want to make sure that individuals in the industry have access to the training. So we are asking for proof of eligibility. If you're a para, if you're a nurse, whatever field, if you could just send proof of that to cna@college.bm. In turn, we'll give you an acceptance letter with a registration form, and then I'll give you the details on how to register. Once you're registered, if you think that you're going to need funding, we encourage you to do so. And just to plug that a little bit more, if you're on the fence and you're thinking, oh, I can squeeze through, quite often we do see students get stuck and they're not able to pay for the course, or they find themselves in arrears. And if you think you're in that great spot, go ahead and apply for it. Most people are relieved that they go ahead and do it. And so then once you've applied for your funding, you'll hear from the Financial Services Department. They'll advise you of what your bursary is going to be, and then we require you to pay the balance. If individuals find that they're even challenged with the balance, we do offer a payment plan, so please ask about that as well. Then you purchase your book from the bookstore, and then we will be in touch on where your class is going to be located and those particular details. So pretty straightforward. And so what we will do is open up the floor now for any comments, questions, any concerns. You can just go ahead, take yourself off mic, show your beautiful face. If you're not camera shy, and go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, so I have a question. Ooh, can you hear me? Okay, sorry,
Yep.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Is this referring to someone wanting to be like a paraeducator, or is this referring to a special needs kid who wants to get the education?
This is for someone that, and Chris, I'll let you chime in as well. For someone who is already a paraeducator or has been recently hired as a paraeducator.
Oh, okay, so because I wanted to be like a special needs teacher or a paraeducator, but I just like made plans to like go to England, start school, blah, blah, blah. But I don't have no credentials, nothing like that. So this wouldn't be something for me then.
Not at this juncture.
Okay, cool.
I think with the first time running this course, we want to make sure that it's right before we kind of put it out to the kind of general public. So we've targeted this at people who already work in the field. But that's not to say that eventually we will roll this out to the general public, because if we find it useful and if there's an appetite for it, there's no reason we can't adapt this for everyone.
Okay, cool.
Good luck in England.
Thank you. Cool. Thank you. You answered my question.
No worries.
Good stuff. I'm sure there are other questions coming. Don't be shy.
I had just a question and a comment. It's been quite a bit of mention about paraeducators. What is the, because I think that teachers may be interested as well. We are moving to system restructuring, and we are looking at doing things very, very different in terms of how we treat our vulnerable students. And so the opportunity for teachers to be able to take this course as well, because a lot of our typical teachers, our regular teachers, are going to be exposed to students with mild to moderate intellectual disabilities.
Yes,
so
we certainly welcome teachers. Any teachers that are interested, yes, definitely.
Wonderful.
I think that'd be awesome. I think we maybe didn't think there was that kind of appetite for this, so this is really encouraging.
Yes.
Yeah,
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to work with teachers. That sounds great.
And my last question, as in my role as the acting assistant director of student services for the Department of Education, I don't think I necessarily need to take the course, but I certainly would like to audit the course, because I would like to be able to set up, maybe PLCs within, because I'm prayerful that many of my educators will want to sign up to take this, to get the certification. So is there a possibility that I could possibly audit, so that if I needed to do a PLC to keep it going, to assist them, is that something that will be an option?
I may be speaking out of turn, but I think the committee will welcome that. Ms. Swan, do you want to chime in? I think it's awesome. Yes, I do.
Yeah, totally agree. I think it's a great opportunity to be able to audit, and then you can also champion it afterwards as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But just be gentle. This is the first time doing it, so just please be gentle.
Yes.
No problem.
And also, Mrs. Duke, remember the other rule that's going to be coming as well. So you can audit, but you're also going to be on the other side of the podium.
Right. Yes. I forgot about that. Right. But yes. I do remember that I did volunteer, didn't I? Yes. I just want to say how pleased I am to see so many of my colleagues here today. Ms. Phillips only sent me the link about an hour ago, but I did make sure that I forwarded it to as many people as I could. And I'm just very, very proud to see so many of my colleagues here, because I think this is a wonderful opportunity. I have had the opportunity to sort of be introduced to it a bit earlier, but I am ecstatic to see so many of you here. I'm very, very excited about the program, and I think that this is certainly a huge step in the right direction for where we need to go, not just for public education, but as a country, as we deal with, as we chart a path for all people, because all people do matter. So kudos to you all, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
And thank you for your reach, because we are delighted with the numbers as well. A pleasant surprise.
Yes, yes.
Yep. No pressure now.
Yeah. And the course is going to be offered in at the Bermuda College in one of our newly designed state-of-the-art lecture halls. So you're going to be trying that out on Wednesday evenings as well as one of the venues. So, and I just want to give kudos to the team. It's been a long time. It's been a lot of collaboration. We've been through COVID, and you know what that's been like in healthcare. But we persevered, and the collaboration has just been amazing. It's key. Bermuda's too small to be in these silos. And that's why we want to look at it across the continuum and make sure that that standard is there for everyone. And we're hoping the long-term vision is that once someone is applying for a job in these areas, they come with this certificate. Okay, they take that professional responsibility to be able to come. They know that's where they want to work. And the little young lady that was on and was asking about that, in the future, we want to be able to come. The more certified you are, the more of an expert you are, and the better service you should be able to give. I just want to also expand on the last module. Some people get in jobs and they think they're there for the next 50 years, and that's a good thing. Many times it's not. So our whole team, for whatever courses or certifications we run, is always going to be a component about professional development. And we're just asking the organizations during your annual evaluation, what are you doing? Because your professional development is your own, It's not for the organizations to keep on providing it for you. You have to take some sort of responsibility when it comes to moving your life forward. And it feels so good to sharpen your saw, to be in a room amongst other people as well, just listening and hearing and talking and having that discussion. It just takes you to another level. And at the end, we want to make sure that what you do in this course, you transfer into the workplace. Okay, so it's going to be more modules coming. And just be blessed. Just the experts that's been a part of this, they're just phenomenal. And we thank the Ministry of Education as well, who just took it. We presented to them, like Ms. Duke said a while ago, and it was just so well received. Like, it just means a lot, and Bermuda could do it. We can do it. So just thank you to everybody on the team. And it's great. It feels good, and more to come. More courses to come.
I think you're right, Kathy, as well, and it's given us a chance to showcase Bermudian talent, because a lot of our presenters are local, and we don't always get to see that. A lot of the time, it's assumed that experts have come from overseas, and yes, there are a few that are coming from overseas, including myself. But there's a lot of Bermudian talent that we want to showcase through this course, because there's a lot of very intelligent, very talented, very well-educated people that are going to showcase themselves through this course. So I'm looking forward to seeing that as well.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Any further questions? Don't be shy.
And just, if I may, one of the things that we also discussed is the fact that it would provide mobility, because someone may start working as at MWI and decide that they want to shift across to education and vice versa. And so the idea of the continuum was one of the things that drove the nature of the course.
Absolutely. You're more marketable. So, all that. Yeah.
It looks like somebody's hands up. Did I see Richard's hand up?
Yeah, thank you. I do have a question, and I could have missed it trying to write things down, but I see 14 weeks, September 14th to December 14th, 6 to 9. When during the week? It says 6 to 9. Is that every day?
Wednesdays and Wednesday evenings.
It's
Wednesday.
Wednesday. I did miss something.
No worries.
Wednesdays. Very good. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Kathy, are you talking to everyone? Because we can't hear you if you are.
Just imagine that. I'm
Okay.
Thank you, Marissa. We just want to thank you for joining us. We look forward to you being a part of this, if not this time, next time. And like Ms. Smith said, please do not allow funding to stop you. Okay, the opportunity is there. In order to get money, you have to give information, but confidentiality prevails in all aspects of that. If you need any assistance, Pre-Watson is there to help you, but everything is on the Bermuda College website. So we look forward to working with you, further collaboration, and being our champions, along with Mrs. Duke as well, but certainly just getting out there to champion for this group of clients that we serve, so that standard is there. They deserve the best as well. And you're gonna see much of the passion come out. It's amazing, the passion for these lovely clients that we serve across the healthcare continuum.
And Kathy, I just wanted to add that those who currently work for BHB and are part of the Intellectual Disabilities Department, they just simply need to reach out to us and let us know of their interest, because we will be facilitating, ensuring that 5 of our community support workers are supported for this program. So we have sent out communication, but if anyone's here tonight, just make sure to let myself or Chris know so that we can add your name to the list.
I'm right on, Miss Rogers. I am one from BHB. Found Miss Simmons.
Wait, who was it? Sorry, I can't
That's
see
right.
your
Get
face.
your name out there.
Found Miss Simmons.
Okay,
And I would
got
also
you.
like to add that I have also had some preliminary conversations with the Commissioner of Education and Director Simmons, so that we may be able to offer the same opportunity to a few of our educators. I'm not sure how many as yet, but that is something that we are working on. And I think this just sort of tells everyone that's here how vested we are in this. So I am also in preliminary talks, and hopefully I'll be able to finalize that once the commissioner comes off vacation next week.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Marissa, too. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Yes, good evening. Tiana Duke. I would like to be top on your list of that once it's approved. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Don't forget Ms. Waldron.
I see a hand from Kimberly Maury. Is that your hand up?
Yes, hi Marissa. I'm also a BHB employee, and I would like to be added to the list as well. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So
This sounds like this
Kimberly.
sounds like such a great opportunity, and I'm truly looking forward to it, because recently working in the intellectual disability part of Maui, there's so much opportunities to do so much. So this course in particular sounds amazing, and I'm truly looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We will add your name to the list.
Thank
I have
you.
Thelma and Kimberly on that list.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Any parting words, Karen?
Well, I'm excited. Like, I feel like this is going to be one of my favorite programs to administer, because I see the buy-in, and I don't think I'm going to have to worry about empty seats. So I'm looking forward to seeing your faces in the place. If you have any questions, please, you can call the PACE division, or you can email at ksmith@college.em. I'll make sure all my contact information is on the presentation. I'm assuming everyone has registered, so if you give me a day or so, our IT guy will send me everyone's contact information, and we will send out the presentation. But if a question comes to you later, don't hesitate to either email us or call us or reach out to the respective people in the industry. You have Ms. Duke, you have Ms. Rogers, you have the support, so please, looking forward to just make sure that you make it happen. And for those individuals that do not have financial backing, I can assure you funding makes a world of difference. We work with you. We want the impact in the community. We want the impact in the industry. we will work with you. So please reach out, and looking forward to it. And thank you everyone for attending tonight. This has been
Just
an
have one last
amazing.
question because
Yeah, Karen.
what's the max class size you're looking for? Did you say 15?
We're looking at
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
And Karen, there was also a question on the chat. I think they were asking about when registration opens.
So once registration, it will be open effective immediately. So if you just follow, well, you'll have to get the instruction from us. So they'll probably open on Friday at the latest, but registration is open now. The course is loaded. We're ready to rock and roll. So we'll send you the procedure on how you have to have proof of your eligibility. As we mentioned, we want to make sure that those in the industry get the course first, and then you can go ahead and follow the steps to register. Okay.
Just to acknowledge the chat.
Anything else in there?
Oh, thank you for the opportunity. Thanks, Ms. Simmons, Bean, Derlin, Natasha, yeah, great. Mrs. Weeks, great, and Ms. Lawrence. You answered it about registration. So we've covered everything, but thank you for the amazing support as well. Yeah. Okay. Have a beautiful cup match. Yay, St. George's. And,
St. George's.
No, Somerset, sorry.
Somerset.
And George is all the way.
Margaret, I got your back.
And
Stay
George
with
is all the
Somerset all the
way.
way.
There you go, Somerset, I'm in my colors.
Have a great evening, everyone.
Thanks for
Okay, goodbye.
joining us. Okay.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
I had to unmute myself and show my face to let you know Somerset will
Oh
be
my
winning.
goodness, this
So
color
that's what it
very
takes
nice.
to get you on camera.
Just thought that's what it takes.
God is this.
Mr. Evans, check the chat, please, Mr. Evans.
I'm done. What this thing? I don't. This is my mobile data. For what? It says thank you. Chat. I don't know. Chat says thank you. What's the chat say? Chat has 3 things in it. Thanks. This is amazing. Thanks. Good afternoon. My mic is not working. Just want to remember registration open. Sorry, I just received this thing. Thanks. Thank you, everyone. That's what it says. And no, I'm still on and I'm not muted. Have a great one from Somerset.
Love you, Janice.
Who's that? Have a good one.
Hello. Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Someone actually just sent me the link, and I just came in. I have no idea what I missed.
But you're late, so you missed everything.
I'm saying somebody just sent it to me. I just received it.
You
clicked
registered and you received it. You'll get the PowerPoint. If you have any questions soon, you can call me and I can, or Ms. Phillips, and we can fill you in, okay?
Okay, thank you.
It's over.
Okay.
All right, precious.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, darling.
Mr. Evans, did you see it?
I'm leaving now.
Mr. Evans, okay. Thank you.
How do I get out of here? Keep coming back. Okay.
They don't want to leave.
I know.
We're
You're
finished,
muted,
right?
Tina.
We're finished?
I said, you're wondering while I'm still here, I was trying to make sure I got everybody that was here.
Oh, okay, from your team.
Yes, from the Department of Education. So I just, that's what I was trying to make sure I got everybody.
We can help you with that when the list is
Yeah.
done. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
We have a responsive team that they came in less than an hour.
Literally, I just start sending mass email, mass
Wow.
WhatsApp messages.
Thank you very much. Wow.
That speaks to that level of investment.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be really, really good, and it's very, very timely. Because again, as we are getting ready to move through system transformation, you know, they're gonna be exposed to a lot of things that I know there's been some anxiety around it, and you know, because we're trying to get all students in there. All students are going to be a part of this. And then which trickles into, you know, what happens after school. And so I just think that this is very, very, very timely. So it's going to be good. It's going to be an awesome opportunity. And you guys might have to, I'm just thinking 15, I guarantee you can get more than 15 that are going to register.
Wow. What do you think the
I think you're
maximum
going to get
can
more
be,
than
Kathy?
15.
Like maximum of 20, Kathy? Do you think is there any way we can push
Yeah,
it?
that's usually for healthcare courses, the maximum will be. And instead of, I mean, the other opportunity is actually team instead of once a year, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
Until we
And
get
being
more
that host, sponsoring 5, I asked for 5.
Okay.
I don't know if all 5 is going to be approved, but I asked for 5, so that's 10 right there.
10 right there.
That's 10, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Hi, Doc.
Hi, how are you? Good. I have a question. So are we looking towards having all, especially parents that work with our children, all of this is going to be a requirement for them to get the job, correct?
Not requirement, no, but that's where we
But
would
no,
like
yeah,
to
okay.
aim.
Right, so, but they will be required to do it, especially the ones that work with ASD, functional skills, of course, Dame's population. That's what I'm asking. Are we specifically asking for those people or allowing those people who currently work with those students to get the first shot at it?
That's my aim. And like, of course, we can't mandate that they have it now, right? But that is what I would like for us to go.
So
that's
we'll,
what, and to me, it's
will
not
be-
even just Paris. I would even like because we are going to be having so much inclusion and students are going to be moving across, especially for signatures and things like that. I would even like to have some teachers.
Yeah, I was looking at that immediate
There's
group.
people that need to know how to mitigate, how to teach, how to speak. One of the biggest challenges that we had going through this last immersion through signature is the language and how people I'm not faulting anybody. I'm just saying that the way they speak about children with disabilities. And, you know, I had to do a whole workshop with the work streams on the appropriate language and how we do people first. You know, you're putting the disability first and you're using all of these terms. I heard everything from slow to divergent to, and I'm just like, guys, like, no, you know, so, and that's just regular teachers that they need to have this education as well, because the dignity piece is huge.
Well, I'm very pleased that we're moving in this direction, because I know Ms. Phillips can tell you when I was officer for Dame, we worked hard, right, Maggie? Just to even have these conversations. And, you know, I'm really pleased to see that we're moving in that direction because, you know, we had those conversations with Bermuda College, et cetera, just to get people to understand that these are not forgotten people, because they were at one point in Bermuda, you know, kind of the don't see, don't tell kind of thing, you know what I mean? And so I'm really pleased to see that we're moving in the right direction. That encourages me greatly.
Me too. I'm excited.
Yes. All right. So,
all right, guys. Well done to the team. Big round of applause. And I'm here to
forward
support
to
again.
the presentation.
I know that Jair is probably going to sign up to take the course. Because he will be starting his just so I celebrate my little celebration, right? He will be starting his I would say educator debut in September at the Dame Hope Academy.
Are you serious?
Excited.
Wow.
I'm excited that he's going to you know, such an awesome team and awesome principal. So, and you know, he has a lot to learn, but I know that he is being sent to the right place, and I just think this will be a great start for him.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
like, it's just like,
oh my goodness me.
And his godmom Karen right there, so I know she's excited.
That's my goal.
Like, yeah.
Oh
So,
my gosh.
yeah,
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Talk about role modeling. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
I am thrilled.
that team there, Phillips and Julie, boy, I tell you, Put his seat
Yeah.
out on. No, don't put it on. Let it loose.
Yeah. We enjoy working with the Dan Martin
That's
team.
nice.
They are
Wonderful.
awesome. Yeah.
What? I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
I see Haley Talbot still on her listening, and that's another phenomenal
Yes, I
educator.
am here. I'm here
I hope you're
listening.
ready, baby girl.
I am.
She's a phenomenal paraeducator.
It really
I'm
is
gonna push
great.
her as far as I can.
Ah,
Excellent.
very nice. Very nice.
All
Excellent.
right.
Okay.
All right, guys. So thanks a
Okay.
million.
You're welcome. See you later. Have a good cut match.
All right. Have a good one. Stay safe.
St. George.
Amen. Let's get it on. Miss Phillips, I'm gonna have to change